You might be incredibly sharp with a mind that can dissect truths in ways others can't even fathom. But here's something no one tells you. Intelligence, while powerful, isn't always the key to unlocking doors. It can sometimes lock them instead. Have you ever noticed how the most brilliant people seem isolated? How those who truly understand the world often end up alone? It's not a coincidence. Arthur Schopenhauer made an important point. Intelligence doesn't always work in your favor. In the realm of human relationships, what's clear to you can be a threat to others. What you see as logic, others might feel as an attack on their pride. The truth, especially when spoken without filters, humbles often more than people are ready for. Most people don't want the truth, they want reassurance. How many times have you said something obvious only to be met with disdain? Here's the reality. Intelligence, when displayed without tact, breeds envy and discomfort. The mistake many make is thinking knowledge is enough. But knowledge is only half the battle. How you wield that knowledge and navigate relationships with it is where the true power lies. Schopenhauer referred to this as the art of pretending to be a fool. Not because you're actually foolish, but because there are moments when playing down your intellect is the smartest thing you can do. It's not about renouncing intelligence, it's about learning when and how to use it. So, how do you navigate the world? Don't boast. If you want to be heard, don't correct. If you want influence, don't intimidate with your intellect. Let others arrive at the truth on their own. Look around you. The ones who rise in society aren't necessarily the smartest, but they know how to move through the complex web of human relationships. They've mastered subtlety. They understand that the truth is often a double-edged sword, and they were aware that the envy of the mediocre can create insurmountable barriers. This doesn't mean you need to shrink yourself or accept mediocrity. True intelligence doesn't waste time in pointless arguments or proving you're right. True intelligence knows when to speak, when to stay quiet, when to show your full strength, and when to simplify things. Picture this. You're in a meeting, and someone says something absurd. Your instinct is to correct them, to expose their ignorance. But take a moment. Ask yourself, what's the gain? Will correcting them actually change anything? It will only stir resentment. No one likes to feel inferior. So instead of correcting them, smile, nod, and move on. Not because you're weak, but because you're wise. You understand that not every mistake needs correcting. Sometimes the best move is to let others sink into their own ignorance. Schopenhauer said, "Fools have an advantage over the intelligent, not because they are better, but because society is designed for them." Mediocrity is comfortable. It doesn't threaten anyone. The truly intelligent, if they don't know how to manage their intellect, often end up isolated and misunderstood. The key here is this. You don't need to become part of mediocrity, but you don't have to fight it head on either. There's a middle ground, a way to move through the world without making enemies. Pretend ignorance when necessary. Let others believe they're smarter than you. This isn't about deception. It's strategy. History is full of strategists who understood the value of discretion. People like Napoleon, Da Vinci, and Tesla, they knew the power of revealing only what was necessary and holding back when it mattered. Here's the cold truth. If the world sees you as too brilliant, it will try to extinguish you. If they view you as too wise, they'll humiliate you. When you throw your intelligence around unchecked, it invites resistance. But if you're strategic, if you know how to calibrate your intellect, you'll move through the world undetected. No one will see you as a threat. And when the time comes to unleash your full potential, there will be no resistance. This isn't cowardice. It's intelligence in action. Want to survive in a world where mediocrity thrives? Learn the art of silence. Learn how to disappear when necessary and shine only when it truly matters. Intelligence, when unchecked, becomes a curse. But when wielded with precision, it becomes your greatest asset. So, the next time you find yourself surrounded by people who aren't ready for the truth, remember this. You don't need to prove anything. You don't need to win every argument or correct every mistake. Only fools try to prove their superiority in every interaction. The wise, they know how to wait. They understand that it's not about showing everything you know. It's about knowing when to hold back. And when the time is right, the world will be caught off guard. Pretending to be a fool is just the beginning. It's a simple tool for navigating a world full of mediocrity without drawing attention. But if you really want to master this game, you must understand something even deeper: the power of strategic invisibility. Think about the most powerful figures in history. Were they the ones shouting their success from the rooftops? Or were they the ones who operated from the shadows? The truth is simple. People fear what they can't see. The most effective predators in nature don't announce their presence. The snake doesn't advertise its venom. The tiger doesn't roar before it strikes. The sniper doesn't shout his position. In war, in nature, and in life, silence is power. The quieter you are, the more freedom you have. People won't bother with you if they don't see you as a threat. They're too busy fighting for recognition. While they're distracted, you're silently preparing for the real strike. If you fail, no one notices. If you succeed, it's an unexpected blow. Invisibility doesn't mean irrelevance. It's not about disappearing. It's about knowing when to show up. The greatest leaders aren't in every conversation. They're not arguing with everyone. They don't need constant validation. They're quietly observing, planning, waiting for the perfect moment to act. The rest? They waste their energy fighting for attention, exposing their flaws in the process. True power? It lies in being able to choose when to act and when to stay quiet. So here's the secret. Learn to play with time. Don't rush. Don't show all your cards in the first round. Observe, analyze, and wait. When you finally make your move, let it be so precise that no one can stop it. Patience is one of the most underrated weapons in this world. Most people crave instant results, but the strategists, they wait. And when the time is right, they strike. Napoleon once said, "Never interrupt your enemy when they're making a mistake." The same applies to life. People reveal their weaknesses and insecurities all the time. You don't need to force it. Just wait and watch. If you want power, stop seeking attention. Stop trying to prove yourself. Start thinking like a strategist. The key to true influence isn't about proving you're the smartest. It's about guiding others without them even realizing it. You want to win? Learn to plant seeds of doubt, ask questions instead of giving orders, and present options that all benefit you. But most importantly, know when to withdraw. When the other person feels in control, their guard lowers. And that's when you strike. When you master this, you become untouchable. The world doesn't see you coming. You influence without anyone realizing. You pull the strings and they believe they're in charge. True mastery isn't about arrogance, it's about results. And the best strategists know that the world doesn't move because of noise. It moves because of quiet, strategic action.